what's funny about your brother? Your brother talks more shit than anybody else on the planet. They're trying to sue people when people talk shit. There's people out there saying they're fake fights, they're fixed.
You know, for me, in my opinion, I think it's scripted a little bit because, you know, of the weight difference, and, you know, Joshua's a former, you know, champion. And also, you know, he's current, he's active.
That was not a boxing match. Jake Paul had a very healthy fear for his life while he was in there. He was running away. He was trying to get distance. Then he was trying to step in to win this contest. Then he's trying to get out of the way so that he doesn't get hurt.
Once again, Jake Paul is caught in the middle of a controversy that could threaten the future of his already polarizing boxing career. New allegations claiming Paul scripted several of his biggest fights, including the highly publicized Netflix bout with Anthony Joshua, have exploded across social media. Some online circles have even suggested that Jake Paul and his brother narrowly avoided arrest over these alleged schemes. While promoters and boxing officials insist that professional fights cannot be fixed without severe legal consequences, doubts about Paul's legitimacy have reached a boiling point. With his past already shadowed by legal issues, including an FBI raid on his Calabasas mansion, many are now asking whether this could mark the beginning of the end for Jake Paul's rapid rise in boxing.
The Southern California home of YouTube star Jake Paul. Federal officials say the search was part of an investigation. Wendy Birch is in Calabasas with what we're learning tonight.
Sky 5 was overhead this morning as federal agents entered Jake Paul's Calabasas home located in this gated community off of Mulholland Highway. We counted close to 24 federal agents, some of them in tactical gear, entering the residence. Why they were here and what they were looking for, that remains unclear. The federal search warrant has been sealed and no one is offering.
Long before the latest arrest rumors surfaced, boxing analysts, former fighters, and promoters had openly questioned the credibility of Jake Paul's fights. Critics point to carefully chosen opponents past their prime, unusual pacing in the ring, late knockdowns, and rumored contract clauses that allegedly limited opposition. Together, these elements have fueled claims that Paul's rise feels manufactured rather than earned through genuine competitive progression.
Always been curious about this because, like, you know, you saw the Askren fight, we saw these fights that he went into. The Fury one obviously didn't go the way that I thought it was going to go, just because I was so convinced that, like, Jake had these fights fixed, and there's a lot of people who talk about the fights being fixed because it's just the way it is.
Yeah, they tell me that too. They're like, tell me you're not gonna take a fall against Paul. Everybody says that to me. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're gonna pay me all the money in the world.
Veteran voices within the sport have repeatedly acknowledged that while Jake Paul undeniably brings attention and money to boxing, his matchups often avoid true competitive danger. This pattern has strengthened suspicions that outcomes are designed to protect a brand rather than test real skill. Each controversy adds to a growing narrative that Paul's boxing journey has relied more on optics, leverage, and control than on the raw unpredictability that defines the sport.
If that Jake Paul fight was set up.
What happened to me is what was going to happen to him had he dropped those hands. If I say, Rampage, I'm going to pay you $2 million, right? Let this dude beat you, what you going to do? You're going to feel disrespected, number one. Right? That ain't enough money. For me to do that, I got to be willing to walk away for good. Something like 20-something million where I can invest in it, fall off in the
The Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight intensified those suspicions. Online rumors of a leaked script suggesting the bout was pre-planned sparked widespread debate. Alleged audio recordings circulated, claiming to support theories that key moments, such as Tyson appearing fatigued before Paul's victory, were staged, deepening public doubt about the fight's authenticity.
In the United States is $1.3 million. Again, that's over the course of the person's entire life. Jake Paul earned 30 times that in one night. People talk about winners and losers, like Jake Paul won.
Big as the what?
Why was Mike wearing assless chaps though? In it?
Yeah, did that moment go viral with his cheeks out?
I don't know. It made my stomach hurt.
I was seeing it.
Why didn't he have underwear on?
He had a G-string on. Is what he had.
I thought he was completely butt naked.
Nah, he looked like a stripper.
But yeah, biggest live gate, 18.1 million in U.S. boxing history outside of Las Vegas. A phenomenal night. I'm sorry I didn't knock him out though, guys.
Shut the fuck up. It was
really
crazy
sorry.
when we talked about this. I told him you were gonna say some dumb shit. You did the right thing at the end.
After defeating Mike Tyson, Jake Paul confidently stated, "I didn't get much punched or hurt." Supporters took this as proof of his skill and readiness to face legendary opponents. Critics, however, highlighted the lack of danger and intensity, describing Tyson's performance as restrained and questioning whether the bout was truly competitive. Similar criticism followed the Anthony Joshua matchup, which many labeled absurd due to the massive gap in experience, size, and pedigree. A YouTuber-turned-boxer with a 12-1 record facing a former two-time heavyweight champion was widely seen as spectacle over sport, reinforcing claims that Paul was more of a cash-grab opponent than a legitimate challenge.
Jake Paul, fake Paul I call him, against Anthony Joshua. Massive unit, two-time world champ, still got a big punch. I think he's mentally fragile at world level if he goes against the big guns because of the knockout, especially the Dubois knockout when he got fucking splattered. You know what I mean? In round 5, and he got hurt early on, and then he got done. And he's not been in the ring for 13 months.
Yeah.
But can you see a world in which Jake Paul is competitive in this fight?
No.
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 How do you see the fight going if AJ takes it serious?
It'll be over when he wants.
Heading into this fight, Jake Paul has displayed a level of confidence that has surprised even seasoned observers. Recent commentary emphasizes how strongly he believes in his ability to rise to the occasion. Unlike earlier matchups, Paul appears intensely focused and determined. Analysts following his preparation point to his mindset as central to his approach, highlighting both physical readiness and mental resolve as he embraces the opportunity to prove himself on a global stage.
I'm here to shock the world, inspire the next generation. We're in the Heat arena. I'm a big Heat fan. Miami's on fire. This is my first pro fight, was in Miami against Gibb. I'm bringing that same energy here.
That confidence, however, has also drawn heavy skepticism. Many experienced analysts argue that Paul's belief in seriously challenging Anthony Joshua is unrealistic. Joshua is a proven elite heavyweight with championship experience, years of top-level competition, and tested endurance, qualities Paul has never faced. Some critics have also raised questions about Paul's physique and performances, speculating about possible enhancements or substances.
Paul natural? No. I can say that with pretty certain confidence in that statement, mainly because, as you heard me mention, I know a lot of the people he trains with and I have heard things. Now let's give Jake the benefit of the doubt, right? He's able to restrain from the peer pressure that everyone's putting on him to hop on these certain compounds. Then that would be cool to train natural, do what he needs to do. But the thing is, his body composition has changed so much, his explosiveness, his power, and yes, that comes with training and time. But I find it very, very suspicious that for some reason, whenever a drug test gets brought up, for instance, when Fury wanted that in the contract, Jake Paul turns them down. So you should think to yourself, it's probably because he's not natural. Now I want to make it clear, I don't care whether Jake Paul is natural or not. There's so many people that aren't natural that are in combat sports. In fact, Tyron Woodley probably is also not natural. Everyone wants that little edge over their competition, and that's where drugs and anabolics come into play. There's certain compounds that are out there that just increase your explosiveness immensely, your recovery, so that you can stay in the same weight class, which is very important for combat sports, whether that's boxing, UFC, whatever type of combat sport you're doing. So that is why you guys have seen so much improvement from Jake Paul. Of course, he has a great circle around him, great trainers, great coaches, a great regimen, but definitely anabolics play a very fundamental role in that. They allow him to train as hard as he does. They allow him to increase his power and speed. And of course, when you think of those concepts, that's essentially the recipe to...
Despite the controversy, real money continues to pour into this fight. Betting activity has become a major part of the debate surrounding Paul versus Joshua. Fans, casual gamblers, and even public figures have placed wagers, adding another layer of intrigue. The gambling buzz has only intensified arguments over whether this is a legitimate sporting contest or an elaborate spectacle designed to generate attention.
You think that Jake Paul...
You couldn't fake it. You didn't think Anthony Joshua's going to put his whole livelihood on the line for Jake Paul?
No, I don't think he would.
So there you go. It's over when he wants it to be over.
There could be some kind of tacit agreement in the background.
How?
Where they have a handshake.
Then that's illegal. You're going to jail.
Exactly, it's illegal. That's what I was going to say.
So you can't.
Because it's not an exhibition.
No, it's a fight.
So we're
and people are betting on it. Big amounts of money.
So we're watching this. I'm flying out there next week to Miami to watch it. So I'm going out there. He's laughing. I'm getting some old. So it's all good. But it's like Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua, 6 foot. Was he 6'6"?
About that.
Fucking. What is he? 16. What's 245 pounds?
He can't be a pound over 245.
What's
so
that in stone?
The best part, just on 17 stone or just under.
So Jake lost to Tommy Fury, and that's the one everyone keeps on. Do you think he's improved much since Tommy Fury?
Yeah, but do you think he's improved enough to be competitive? unless I close my eyes and Josh is completely shot to bits. No.
Yeah, and so is the potential that Jake Paul, like, I know you keep saying no, and you're right, but is there a world in which you see Jake Paul?
Come on, stop.
As rumors of leaked scripts spread, fighters who faced Jake Paul also came under scrutiny. Some fans accused opponents of damaging their legacies, with speculation that Mike Tyson had sold out by participating in a fight many believed was staged, potentially tarnishing his historic reputation.
Fully leaked all the way down to the bow Jake did in round 8. This profile on X posted it anonymously one day before the fight, explaining everything before deleting it today. A fake script has been going around that said Mike Tyson will get KO'd in round 5, but that one was clearly not real or an older script. This will give you goosebumps. I'm just going to read you parts, but if you want to see the full script, I'll show you it at the end. Round 1, opening bell rings and Tyson is showing flashes of his old form, but slower than his prime. Round 2, Tyson comes alive, but his breathing grows heavier. Round 3, Paul gains confidence and lands a sharp right that stuns Tyson. That's exactly what happened. Then round 4 and 5, the fatigue sets in strong for Tyson and Jake is landing a bunch of hits. Round 6, Jake showboats, which is the tongue thing he did here. Then on round 7, Jake plays it safe to not KO Mike. And round 8 wins by decision and bows at the end. This is crazy. Subscribe if you want to read it yourself.
Observers have pointed to what they describe as strange moments during Paul's fights, including claims that Tyson appeared to whisper instructions and that referees seemed to signal Paul to avoid certain actions. These moments fueled further suspicions of choreography. In response, Matchroom Boxing CEO Eddie Hearn has firmly denied that the Anthony Joshua fight is scripted or fixed, insisting that if it happens, it will be a real professional bout under proper rules, not an exhibition or pre-written performance.
Versus Mike Tyson was 100% scripted. Mike Tyson repeatedly bit his boxing glove throughout the fight. When fights are scripted, fighters do weird gestures to signal that they're hurt. It's very possible Mike Tyson was biting on his glove to tell Jake Paul to calm down. Now, if that's not enough proof that this fight was scripted, in the middle of the fight, Mike Tyson is literally talking to Jake Paul while they are clinching. And in the middle of the fight, the referee told Jake Paul to stop measuring. For those of you who don't know, in boxing terms, measuring means that you're setting up for a knockout by seeing how far your opponent is with jab. The referee literally told Jake Paul to stop measuring, and before the fight, we see Mike Tyson and Jake Paul whispering stuff to each other. Mike Tyson biting on his gloves, whispering secrets to Jake Paul in the middle of the fight, and the referee literally telling Jake Paul to stop measuring during the fight.
Frank Smith has added to the debate by warning that an Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight risks becoming more about showmanship than sport. He suggested the event is engineered to entertain and shock rather than serve as a true test of skill. By framing it as serious entertainment, Smith cast doubt on the bout's competitive integrity. At the same time, he expressed hope that a Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua clash could finally happen by 2026. While noting that boxing history is full of big ideas that never overcome contractual and logistical barriers.
People who say Anthony is ruining his legacy just by taking this fight. Fans don't respect what he's done in the sport already. He's an Olympic gold medalist, 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world. I sort of sympathize with him because I feel like if he doesn't beat him quicker than he beat Francis, people are just going to write it off. I'll ask you bluntly, have there been any discussions about there's an agreement, there's a secret contract? Have any of those discussions happened regarding this fight? It's an 8-round professional fight. AJ wouldn't have taken it if that was the stance it had to be, if it was an exhibition, if it was you've got to hold him up for 8 rounds. It wouldn't suit Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is going in there to knock out Jake Paul.
Sorry, just to silence all the doubters here, you know, a lot of people saying this can't be real, you know, Anthony Joshua going in there, it must be an exhibition, or Anthony Joshua's going to it's going to be choreographed and Anthony's going to carry him through a couple of rounds. I know Anthony Joshua, just to silence all those doubters, he's going to go in there to do a job, right?
It's 100% real. It's 100% real. People asking why is it 8 rounds, not 10? Because I don't think it goes past the first round. So it's, you know, regardless, it's quite irrelevant. I think he steps across the ring and knocks him out, you know, but we're in for a bit of fun and everyone's going to be tuning in.
It might not be fun. It's serious entertainment, is it?
Yeah, 100%. You know, look, I agree with you. I accept Jake Paul is absolutely mental for doing this. And I don't think he quite realizes. I think he's got people around him who actually are saying, you know, Anthony Joshua's chinny. He said it in interviews. It's quite wild, but you know, if that's the world he wants to live in, he'll find out on December 19th.
And Frank, to finish with, the plan is still sometime in 2026, AJ against Tyson Fury, and Turki Al Sheikh's working on that, is he?
That's the fight we want to make. That's the fight we want to see. Look, we're all guilty of doing a lot of talking over the years and that not happening. So I don't want to talk too much, but that is definitely what we want to see in 2026. It's one of the biggest fights in the sport, and I'm very.
Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn has also addressed the scripting accusations directly, though not without controversy. He joked that the only script involved was Joshua's plan to knock Paul out as quickly as possible, later clarifying that the comment was meant to emphasize the fight's seriousness. Still, the fact that such claims require public denial shows how deeply these rumors have embedded themselves in the conversation among boxing fans.
It's obviously scripted, isn't it? I'm like, no. One, that's illegal. I mean, this is a professional contest. Two, we would never sign up to anything that's going to make AJ look bad or devalue him, lose rounds, go loads of rounds.
Do you think there's any world in which AJ pulls back, though?
No, absolutely. He couldn't do that as a fighter. He would be incapable of going in there and holding back. I mean, I think the only thing that's a bit harsh is if Anthony Joshua doesn't knock him out in the first round, he should be ashamed of himself. Like, fine, give us 2, or 3. Because if Jake does move, he can look after himself. It's not like he's just going to get one shot round.